2 more games. Got some more Battlefield stuff.
The year is 2027. The world is on edge.
Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay.
Major European countries have left NATO, while the US...
Hold on. Let me go back and restart this.
The year is 2027. The world is on edge.
That's really fun.
Major European countries have left NATO.
So they're trying to do a play on, like, I guess the NATO thing that is recently involved in our news and in our democracy.
While the US and its remaining allies grapple with the fallout.
There's a lot of people saying that this could be the game that we've been looking for as far as, like, actual, like, single-player experience / multiplayer online experience when it comes to first-person shooter games. Battlefield, if there was ever a time to make a comeback, now's the time to do it, boys. This looks amazing.
Looking to fill the power vacuum left by this chaos, turn to a massive private military corporation with deep pockets and the latest tech to reshape the global balance of power. This army is Pax Armada.
Pax Armada.
They represent a new breed of enemy, sophisticated...
I wonder how they came up with that name. Hold on. How did they come up with the name of Pax Armada for the enemy resurgence group in Battlefield 6? It's Latin for armored peace. In the context of Battlefield 6, Pax Armada is a private military corporation, PMC, founded by former NATO states, whose actions threaten to spark a global conflict. So, they got it, but where do they get it from? The choice of the Latin name might be intended to invoke a sense of historical gravities or even a twisted sense of order amidst chaos, fitting the idea of a powerful organization pushing its own definition of peace through military force. That's where they got the name. That's a really cool name. Pax Armada.
Unafraid
Armored
of
Force.
NATO's tattered remnants are wounded and battered, but this hardened alliance is determined to stop Pax Armada.
I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but if this was real, bro, whenever I saw that missile that hit that apartment building from America or wherever, the fact that it hit the apartment building, blew up the single room, and took out the person it was supposed to without harming anybody else in the building or starting a fire, I was like, oh yeah, no. How do you don't fight something like that, you just submit to it.
This violent conflict will introduce you to a cast of memorable characters as you fight across the globe.
By the way, all the characters look like hardened badasses.
Turning gunfire in the streets of Cairo.
How many main characters are there, I wonder? How many characters do you interact with in the main campaign of Battlefield 6? Well, the exact number of key characters is unconfirmed. Interactions are expected with Dagger, 1 to 3 members, including Murphy. Murphy's returning. The player takes the role of an elite Marine Raiders unit, Dagger 1-3, battling the private military company Pax Armada. Do you play as the same character? Do you play as the same character through the entire campaign of Battlefield 6? You don't play as a single protagonist throughout the entire campaign. Okay, so it's going to be switching you'll be switching people whenever you play Battlefield 6. That's really cool. I miss that in a lot of these games.
On the shores of Gibraltar.
Welcome.
Like, there's nothing that's quite like the experience of being a woman sniper in behind, like, Soviet lines. sniping people, or and then like being like pushed over to being a pilot fighting Japanese fighter pilots, and then being shivved over to like Normandy where he stormed the beach like on D-Day. It's just kind of
World
is
of battle.
D-Day, right? D-Day was the beach storming at Normandy, right? I think it was Normandy. Yeah, it was D-Day. Funny enough, I learned that from playing the old Call of Duty games.
Battlefield 6.
This looks like it's going to be really good. I am super hyped for this game. We might play the campaign on stream. There's a good chance we will.
6 for us is Battlefield taken to a whole new level.
It looks intensified by 1,000, bro. You got they really made this one stand out.
For us, we wanted to get the core combat right, the destruction, all-out warfare, and the classes, and do the best Battlefield we've ever made.
Now, Battlefield.
Hey, Battlefield's a franchise that's been around.
I remember back whenever the original Battlefield launched, and the multiplayer was absolutely game-changing for the industry, but it was the only one that did it. Even to this day, I don't think that Call of Duty does it right.
For 20 years. There's been, a lot of things that have been done really well along the way. And when Battlefield really hits things, it knocks them out of the park. So this is about taking like all the best pieces, all the best things that have been done that have resonated with fans over the years, and putting them together in one package and amping them up to the next level. Just so much learning from that DNA of Battlefield, those only in Battlefield moments that just, you can't get anywhere else.
When we look back, as particularly at Battlefield 3 and 4,
I'm sorry. I should say what was game-changing about Battlefield's multiplayer was the ability to go from being a ground unit to flying a plane to loading in a tank. That was what was very game-changing about Battlefield. Because at the time, Call of Duty didn't even get that until recently, actually. The ability to do multiple things in one map like that. Like, the Battlefield experience is like an all-encumbering everything experience. It looks good. And I feel the same that my chatter does, Nigel. He said that, or got in a fish, hit him up, subscribe to his channel, show him some love. He said that Call of Duty has really fallen apart, and it has. And I think it's because of all the microtransactions that they're basing their entire game around. We had to like keelhaul them just to make them make a single player game this go around with the last game, and it wasn't even worth a crap. It was terrible. The ending was awful. The gunplay was nice, but like it didn't have the oomph that we were looking for. I miss the days when all of these first-person shooter companies were competing against each other, but now it feels like they're so busy trying to compete with the gamers themselves, they don't know what to look for anymore.
those are games that inspire us, that we think are super iconic, and they're fan favorites. They're favorite of ours, or favorite of our players. And so that was a lot of motivation behind us too, is that we wanted to build the spiritual successor to those two games.
Oh yeah, the fact that you can you do this on PlayStation 5? Is the map builder for Battlefield 6 also going to be included on the PlayStation 5, or is it PC only? Patrol Map Edition on Battlefield 6 will be available on PlayStation in addition to PC. So this will be a reason why I know it's a dumb question. I get it. But the reason why I asked is because I know I should not be comparing these games. I should not. I'm probably going to get some backlash. I'm probably going to get canceled. Mind's Eye had a map builder or creator, and it was only for PC. So I had to ask because, for the most part, there's not really a whole lot of games that have been coming out that allow map building, unless you want to count like Fortnite. But I mean, let's be honest here. Come on, guys. Let's be reasonable. So I had to ask, okay?
Portal is something really special for us and for Battlefield. We think it's a really unique part of the Battlefield universe. And for us, the big push behind it was we wanted to give more power to players. And for us, that meant adding a spatial editor. It
Yeah,
means
or
adding
Roblox.
UI scripting, AI scripting,
Roblox isn't a game. That's a moneymaker, man. Get out of here.
so that we could really give our players the tools to really have their imaginations go wild with what they could create with Battlefield. So that was the big push, is to get more power in the players' hands and see what they come up with. But on top of that, for us, what we want to celebrate what the players create. So if they create amazing modes, we want to put it on the front end of our UI, right next to our big time conquest playlists and things like that.
Bro, that's what's up. So if you create a map and it goes and it plays really good, there's a chance you could end up next to the multiplayer on the main screen. That's really cool. W developers. It took how many? It took like 4 years for us to get gaming back. And now they're trying to close it all back up, man.
And the third part of it is we want our players to get rewarded for playing them. So we wanted to make sure there's XP integration into those creations. So all three of those things are a big part of Portal for us.
We want people to
What do you mean XP integration? Oh, so you mean like even if the map is made by a person, you can still get experience. That means that it's probably really heavily, oh, I hate using this word, micromanaged. So I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, because I don't think Battlefield wants to hinder its players, but that probably means that it's going to be really hard to find glitches that will give you EXP fast.
Portal, run with it, have fun with it, and do that we don't expect. Like that's what's going to be.
Hell yeah!
And there's so much power there that it's going to be fun.
Hell yeah, man.
For us, everything started with the core combat. And for me, it's like, that's the hallmark of a Vince Zampella experience, is that the combat's got to be superb.
Yep.
And so we've spent
like that right there where you can just jump through a window off a ladder.
Is that the combat's got
that is amazing. I am blown away by that. I know that Rainbow Six does something similar with that, but to this scale is impressive. And the fact that everything is breakable and you can use the rubble to climb up to other stories of the building once you've shot a hole in it is insane.
And so we've spent
I just really hope they did it right. I hope that it's not like, how can I explain it? I hope that the buildings don't feel like paper when they break. If you understand what I'm saying by that, like the old school games that had like the breakable objects, whenever you'd shoot them, it felt like you were shooting paper. It would break so easy that it would be like, it would be weird.
Time and resources and making sure that we basically rebuilt it from the ground up. And our core combat team with David Sterling and stuff, they're maniacs. Like the amount of attention they've put into the gunplay, the movement, the feel, the audio, like we think it's the best Battlefield's ever been. So that's the moment-to-moment gameplay. Then we layer on the destruction. We know Battlefield's famous for destruction, but we think we've taken it to a level our players have never seen before. And it's not just
This will probably be the only thing. This will probably be all that we watch of this video. I want to say one more thing. The last game that I could think of that was even remotely as destructible as this was Red Faction. And they made a Red Faction Guerrilla, but it wasn't the same. But Red Faction for the PlayStation 3 was probably the best game for destruction. And then they had Infamous. I played a lot of Infamous. It was okay. It was, I played like everything in the third one, did all the challenges, and it was okay. I think that those games, the reason why they stopped doing so well is because they're just too big. When you've got so much in the game that it feels overwhelming, it's too big. It doesn't make players want to play the game. It just makes it feel overwhelming. And I hope that this game doesn't feel overwhelming at first. Now, from all the scores that I've been seeing on it, for people that have played the open beta or alpha or whatever, I don't think that's the case. I think this is going to be a really, really good game, and I look forward to either playing it or seeing plays of it.